He has a master's in political science from the French University in Beirut, has a master's in communication and the journalism from Lebanon too. He is a TV producer and a reporter at LBC. You know, everybody knows LBC. He prepares documentaries on various socio-political topics in Lebanon and abroad. He is a social media teacher at An-Nahar Academy since 2013 and a social media and communication teacher at Phoenicia University, Lebanon. He is also a consultant to private companies, to NGOs, public administration units in communication and social media strategy. He prepares and delivers training on the professional use of social media platforms in order to help institutions develop their own social media strategy. In 2007, Philippe represented, listen very well for this. In 2007, Philip represented the youth of Lebanon and the World Economic Forum on the Middle East, where he focused on the important role of the youth in the MENA region, where they should be given open platforms to express their ideas and implement their plans for the future of their countries. During 2007 and 2008, Philip was nominated as Youth Shadow Minister of Education at the Youth Shadow Government during the mandate. He presented 5 projects related to the Ministry of Education. One of them is about the Unified History Book of Lebanon, the most difficult mission for Philip. From 2008 to 2013, he represented Lebanon as a delegate in the Arab West Dialogue Summit by the Arab Women Organization, thank you, Philippe, and acting member of the Arab League. In 2013, he was selected as member in the Youth Consultancy Board of the Arab Women Organization in Cairo, Egypt. April 2012, he launched an online campaign, Love Lebanon, and to represent Lebanon and to talk about positive stories about Lebanon. 2017, he represented Lebanon a second time at the World Economic Forum from Beirut. The floor is for you, and please help me to welcome him.
Thank you so much for this long introduction. Hi guys, I'm so happy to be with you today. As mentioned, I'm going to talk about social media, and in specific, social media activism, because nowadays social media is more important than any other platform or media platform. You can see the reach that is happening online, sometimes more than TV. So what is the importance of social media? What I'm going to tackle in the next, let's say, 35 minutes, because I'm going to leave the floor for some questions and interaction, so I'm going to use the timer. And please, if you have any question, you can stop me. So as Mrs. Hiyam mentioned, I teach social media at universities, and this is a new major in Lebanon that we are tackling, and I'm happy to start it in some universities in Lebanon for the first time. So what we did is we have created a scientific platform for social media, because we all use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, but we don't take them as a let's say, material to study. So how can we use it to promote? So first, what is social media? I'm going to tackle some scientific definitions, and then we will proceed into some real examples. And I will tell you about the initiative that I started in 2012. So by definition, it is the social interaction among people in which they create, share, or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities or networks. So social media depends on mobile. So of course, if we don't have a mobile, if we don't have internet, we can't use social media. But it's very important to mention that although it depends on internet, if you want to create any kind of, let's say, initiative, I remember Marcel talked to you about it, if you want to be active on social media, you have to prepare. So it doesn't happen only online. So you have to prepare a lot, you have to create a strategy, you have to create content, and then you go online. So it depends a lot on this preparation. So social media ensures communication also between organizations, communities, and individuals at the same time. People interact freely, sharing, discussing information about each other using personal words, videos, audio, of course, but also at these websites, individuals and groups create and exchange content and engage. So I need you to memorize these two terms, so content and engagement. If you don't have content, people won't engage with you. And if you use social media just like a publishing place without engaging the public with you, so you're not really taking advantage of the social media. Because let's say how the market used to work before. You go and buy something, and if you have any complaint, you have to go back to the store, and then you have to present the complaint and go meet the manager, and then you have to wait, and you will get the feedback after 1 week. So what social media presented for the public now, it is a magic tool, because you can refer to the place, to the wherever you, from the store you bought something, let's say, so you can go online and put a review, and directly you will get the service done. So I can recall an example. I have a colleague in media. She bought a TV from a huge superstore in Lebanon, and it didn't work. So when she returned to the store, so she had to go to the first floor, then to the second floor, then to present a complaint. And after 1 hour, nobody was giving her a real, like a concrete answer or solution. So what she did, she has 70,000 followers on Twitter. She posted that I went to this store and this what happened. So in 15 minutes, she gets a call and from the manager, and he tells her, please come and replace your TV. So this is one simple example on how can social media boost your daily life experience. So when we talk about the history of social media, where did it come from? It is not magic. We woke up and then we had Facebook and Twitter. No, it is the evolution of internet. That is why we have 3 big phases in the history of social media. The phase 1 is before the dawn. Before the dawn of internet even. In 1969, the company called CompuServe started the dial-up. The dial-up is, if you remember, we used to use the modem from the phone and then to get connected to the internet, and the line was busy. And I remember also at that time that when I first used the internet, I saw after 15 minutes, the door was like this, the door of the house. So I rushed and I saw my grandma all sweating and worried. Is anyone okay? Everything is fine. I said, yes, Grandma, why? Because I've been calling you and the phone is busy for 15 minutes. So, hada bushi. So I said, no, ma hada bushi, this is internet data. So at the time we used to use this cable, and then now we have the mobiles everywhere. So in 69, the dial-up started. In 1994, that's the phase 2. In 1994, we had the first, if you want, interaction between users and internet with GeoCities. Yahoo created GeoCities, and GeoCities is a platform where you can start your own page. So I had my page like manofsteel.geocities.yahoo.com. So it was like the first blogging experience where users were allowed to create their own content online. So in that phase also the IRC started, and you had like the first chatting system, MSN, AOL Messenger, all this era in between 1994 and 2000. And the phase 3, after 2006, began with the rise of Facebook. And Facebook didn't appear like this, because it was also the evolution of Friendster, the evolution of MySpace. So Who's from the United States here? So if you watch the movies between 2000 and 2005, you see I'm checking MySpace, he's on MySpace, etc. So it was in the American society ritual, MySpace. And when Facebook came, it took the lead from all those platforms, from Friendster, from MySpace, etc. And even it affected Messenger because it reunited all the services in one place, so the users won't access any other platform. And what Facebook is doing today also, it is like a bit dangerous because it is taking, let's say, buying all the other applications that are on the rise. So they tried to buy, let's say, Snapchat in 2013, and it didn't work. So they created the stories on Instagram. They created the stories on Messenger. They created the stories on Facebook, and they created stories everywhere on WhatsApp also. So they bought WhatsApp. So it is like it's a war. It's a cyber war happening between all these platforms, and Facebook is the leader in this war. So in 2006 also Twitter started. So I'm a big fan of Twitter, and this is Jack Dorsey's tweet. This is the first tweet just setting up my Twitter. It used to be like this, TWTTR. So what happened with Twitter? With Twitter, we had the first, I'm gonna talk about it later, it introduced us to the citizen journalism concept, because Twitter is a lot about daily updates and news. So when you give people this mobile and you give them internet, so they are like a walking media channel. So this is what happened. I'm going to give you an example about it. So what are the greatest benefits of social media? Can anyone tell me something about it? What do you think? No benefits? Did you? Yes. Exactly. So you're talking about not being a spectator on social media, but being engaged in social media. So that's important. Yes. So when you create content for people. So what else? You have a voice. Yes. So it gave people a platform to express, and this is what happened in the Arab Spring, right? In 2011. Yes, please. Connecting people, bringing people together. Yes. What else?
If there's a restaurant you don't like, you can post about why you don't like it, and they would have to be held more accountable than otherwise, because otherwise
it's
it would be
accountability.
Secret. Yeah.
Very nice. Yes. Exactly. So faster updates. So good. So that's the first one. So that's faster updates. So I also remember that when I used to be in school, at 8 o'clock, it was like a sacred hour. We used to shut up and wait for the news. So our parents listened to the news. And you know that in Lebanon, news is very important. So skiti ya mara بدنا نسمع الأخبار. So it's a sacred hour. So luckily now we don't have this. Because with social media, we have notifications. We have every minute, every single second, we have an update. So what social media could do now is faster updates, so we can know with the news at the time that they are happening. So number two is it created more reach or market for businesses. So now I'm a fan of using social media to make business, to make money, not to lose time. So when my dad also used to tell me when I first had my computer, so they had to bring me a computer to sit at home because I used to go to the network places, you know. So when they got me this computer, they said, you're losing time. So now I proved them that I'm not losing time. So I use this in order to create a course, in order to teach, in order to make money. So now I'm teaching people how to make money using social media. So it created more reach. So let's say you have $10. What can you do with $10? Now you can you can promote this cup on Facebook and reach 10,000 people for $10. So it is a huge breach for marketing and business. Targeted marketing campaign. So what do we mean by targeted marketing campaign? What happened with social media is when you go to register, so what do you put? You put your name, your location, your age, your interests, everything. And when you put all these data equals money. So data equals money. And when you put all these data, now companies are using them to target you. So let's say you are interested in basketball. You will see that on your feed, you will have always news related to basketball. If you love coats, without noticing, you will see that the posts of your friends related to coats are the ones more visible to you on your timeline. So it depends on who you are and what do you love. So this is what you get. And this is what we mean by targeted marketing campaign. So if I have now to target, let's say, people of Kisirwen, that's the region where we are. So I can create a post and put a promotion on Facebook and choose the target audience that I want to reach. And this is very important because it limits the population to the ones that you want them to read your message. So number 4, lower cost of promoting your products. So of course, I talked about the $10 boost, and now there are hundreds of small businesses taking advantage of social media to promote their small business. So I have an example, we don't have time to play it, but in Brazil, let's say, there's a lady who her dad lost his job, and she had a passion for creating clothes for children. So she did 2 or 3 examples and posted them on Facebook. Now she has a company with 100 employees selling all over Brazil using social media and just Facebook marketing. So this is also a huge way to boost small businesses. So also think of it if you have anything related to a service that you can present to people. A better way to engage between followers, customers. So, and here where we talk about customer relations and customer service. So many companies are using now social media for customer service. You have 24/7 people, especially for big companies like the mobile companies. So they need, you always need to refer to someone, and there are shifts, night shifts, day shifts between those people. So, and lastly, it is about political interaction. So someone mentioned here you give people voice. So political interaction, now we have parties creating social media groups, pages, promoting their ideology, and gathering around one, let's say, topic or one cause. So, and also it helps NGOs to lobby more on social media. So we have an example in Lebanon. People gathered to refuse what was happening in the garbage crisis. You have seen this. So they managed to let's say, start a 60,000 people demonstration using social media power. So what happened is we still have garbage, but now it's a bit organized, but we still have the garbage. So we need to work more on this activism. I will finish with the theory course now with the classification of social media. So we have, for the first time, a scientific classification. Kaplan and Halen are 2 professors at Kelley School of Business in Indiana. So they did this classification for social media. So now we have the collaborative projects, for example, Wikipedia, because Wikipedia, everyone can edit the content. I was lucky to meet the founder, Jimmy Wales, and I interviewed him in Beirut in 2012. So, and he used to tell me that we can use Wikipedia as a starting point in our research, but don't name it as a source because people use it to edit the content. So it can help you for your university studies, but don't mention it as a source, otherwise you will get zeros. So blogs and microblogs. So the second category is blogs and microblogs. What is a microblog? You have blog, where you can go and create your own articles, and you have the microblogging sites, which are like Twitter, Tumblr. So microblog because you are limited to 140 characters, and you are allowed to tweet simultaneously, in a way, to just limited characters. Content communities like YouTube and Dailymotion for videos, so where you create and user create content, and social networking sites. So social networking sites are a small part of social media. So it's not just related to Facebook and Twitter. So it's a huge place where social networking sites are part of it. So when we say social media, it's not just Twitter and Facebook. It's everything related to online, including magazines, web forums, video blogs, etc. And then we have virtual games, like the games that you can play more than one user, and you can chat and interact, and you can buy weapons, etc. And finally, you have the virtual social worlds. And now we have the VR and AR, so virtual reality and augmented reality, and this is all part of this social media. So you have seen the movie Sully? No? Let me play, do we have sound? We have sound. Play this. It's a 20-second. Watch this and I'll tell you later about it.
Cactus 1549, runway 4, clear for takeoff.
Cactus 1549, clear for takeoff. I'll never get over how beautiful it is up here.
Life's easier in the air.
If we can get it for you, do you want to try to land on runway 13?
We are unable. We may end up in the Hudson.
This was not a crash. This was dual engine loss at a lower altitude than any jet in history, with 155 souls on board.
Cactus 1549, it's going to be left traffic, runway 31.
Unable.
Okay, what do you need to land?
No one has ever trained for an incident like that.
1549, runway 4 is available.
I don't think we can make any runway. What about over to our right?
Off your right side is Teterboro Airport.
Well, look, I'm sorry if you're frustrated, but our job is to investigate how a plane ended up in the Hudson River.
Okay, so what about this? This incident happened in 2009, and the captain, Sully, was facing this problem. The birds got into his engines, and both engines were damaged. So he had no choice to land but in the Hudson River. It's between Brooklyn and Manhattan. So, and this is the actual footage of the airplane, and it was taken by Mr. Crooms. Mr. Crooms is an entrepreneur. He had Twitter at the time because it was in 2009 and Twitter was still on the rise. And he tweeted this photo, and this photo went viral. So BBC used it, CNN used it, every mainstream media used it. New York Times. So, and this image represents like the new era of the citizen journalism, because Mr. Crooms was on one of the ferries that crossed from Brooklyn to Manhattan. So, and they rushed to help people, and people here are standing on the wing of the airplane. So this is a very important incident, and since then, every citizen is a journalist. So that is why it gives an importance to everyone here between us, because everyone now can create a story, can be at a place where the action is happening and can tweet it and can put it online, and no matter how many followers you have, it will go viral. Till now, he just have 10,000 followers. So it's not a big deal when we mention a huge number of followers. So you don't need a huge number of followers to create an action or to post about it. Well, in Lebanon, look how they are using social media. So, "Tikhbu Baba," it means vote for dad. So, this is one way of using social media, like for the elections, municipal elections in Lebanon. And I'm very excited to see how this is going to be in the next elections. We're going to see disasters online when it comes to social media, especially when I tell you that the law does not mention anything regarding how to monitor what will happen online. So there is a budget limit for the real campaign, but there is no budget limit for the virtual campaign. And I think the government is wrong in this, because the real action will happen online. It's not going to happen on TVs. So, and it is open. So if you have $1 million, you can spend it on TV, on social media ads, and maybe you can, and people will believe you and vote for you. So it's going to be alarming. Look at this. I'm gonna translate. The owner of Pachi owns $4,800 to Mr. Kyriakos. It is the because he did the blood, because of some homework, he did some work at his house. So, and he posted this on social media, and it went viral, and also it is on his car. So everywhere he goes, people know that the owner of this place owes him money because he did some work for him at his house. So what happened is, the next day I received this on my WhatsApp, like every citizen. And next day I was opening the newspaper and I see this. So in the newspaper there is an official statement from the brand name, the brand owner, stating that the brand does not have any relation to the guy mentioned. He is just a store owner at a very small village, and the company regrets what is happening because they owe money to no one. So it is like the company here has a huge reputation, so they had to release a statement to clarify what was happening on social media. So you see now it is the opposite happening. So what happens on social media now pushes media to release some clarifications. Look at this. Who agrees on this? And the rest, it's good. So you will rush to help people. So what's happening today is, unfortunately, masalan, we're driving on the roads and we see an accident. So most of the aj'a, بتكون من وراء people taking photos for the accident instead of going and trying to help if they can help. So I also witnessed an unfortunate event. Someone was having a heart attack, and people started to take photos for him instead of calling the Red Cross, let's say. So I called the Red Cross and then made sure that they came. After that, I took a photo, but from very far, mentioning that this is creating a huge traffic on this region. So act first before just taking photos and snapping them on social media. Also in the United States, we had a live stream for someone who got shot by the police. So his fiance was filming that all live. So he was dying live instead of calling the 911 or just telling someone to help. So unfortunate. Social media is a double-edged sword. It can build or destroy a reputation. At the same time, it can build or destroy a nation. So I always tell my students that it depends on the way you use social media. So as you mentioned first. So for this, I'm going to give you an example. Look at ISIS. What ISIS did was remarkable when it comes to using social media to recruit people. So this is the way around. This is the second edge of the sword, where we use social media for black targets, not for good targets. And what happened also, look how big they expanded. So they created an online magazine. It's called Dabik. They created online game. They created a mobile application called Fajr al-Bashair. They hacked social media sites. So let's say there is a trend on Twitter. They use the hashtag, but to promote their own messages. So this is called hijacking Twitter. So and what happened also, they created an encrypted messaging application, just like WhatsApp, but they did their own. And also they used the propaganda videos. So we don't have time to show you some propaganda videos, but this was a topic of a session I presented in a event with the U.S. Embassy here. It is called Combating Extremism, Online Extremism. So it's very important to know how they are working and to create what we call a counter message. So a counter message campaign. So what can we do? Twitter closed 400,000 accounts. 400,000 accounts for ISIS, but the second day they can create other accounts. So what can you do? It's just not closing the accounts. What you can do is to create a counter campaign, a counter messaging campaign. And who is responsible of this? Good people like you, like me, I think. But so it's important to create counter campaigns, not to say like Islam is always about mass killing and terrorism. No, because we as a country are a huge example to combat ISIS ideology, because we live together. And Muslims here don't bomb us. We live together, we go out together. So if you post this and use this kind of messaging, you are already fighting ISIS. So I'm going also to talk about how to create an online initiative, starting from what I said. So first, you have to pick the right platform. So in 2012, when I created the hashtag #ILoveLebanon it was on Twitter, because Twitter was at the rise. Now we have also Instagram, we have Snapchat, we have all the other rising platforms. So you have to pick the perfect platform to launch your campaign. Second, you have to choose an original hashtag. So what is a hashtag? A hashtag is a key or a reference term that you can use to represent something. So when I searched about I Love Lebanon, because nobody was using it before, it was 0 worldwide. So I said, this is a unique hashtag. I'm going to work on it. And I'll give you an example. It's like a small case study on what happened with this hashtag. Third, you have to be very motivated, and you have to be engaged in order to expand this. You have to work a lot to do lobbying, online lobbying. You have to follow up. And the last phase is to measure, assess, and see what have you achieved, learn from your mistake, and you can repeat it. So I'm going also to tackle this. So what is a Twitter trend? So Twitter trend, let's say there are the NBA finals. So they use this hashtag, NBA_finals. And you have also, let's say, the US elections, Lebanon. So a hashtag represents a concept, an action. So let's say when Miss Universe was happening, so we have Miss Universe 2015, let's say, 2016. So every time, every word event has a hashtag. So also, there are two kinds of trends. There are those local trends that are happening in your country, let's say in USA, in Brazil, in Argentina, and there are the worldwide trends. So there are two types of trends, and you can set this from the settings of Twitter. So you can go and change from worldwide trends to tailored trends. That means it gives you the location where you are, and you can see what are the most talked about topics. And you can use hashtags to join conversations. So if a hashtag, let's say Lebanon is trending, so that means many people are talking about it right now, and then you can join the conversation and use it in your tweets, in your posts, and then people will interact with you. Okay, if you like Justin Bieber, it is the same. So, and this is the next topic I'm going to tackle, which is the hashtag #ILoveLebanon, because this is where you can see the trending topics. It's on the bottom left of your screen if you're opening a desktop, or it's on the search result if you're using a mobile. So, and there are also promoted trends. It's where people pay to make a trend happen. So now we're talking about an organic. Organic, it means without paying any money. So I love Lebanon because how did it start? I was sitting at the office at LBC, and I finished preparing my reports and everything for the episode, and it was April 12th. April 13 is the day the Lebanese war started in 1975. So it is like, we call it in Arabic, Nahar Mash'um. Mash'um means very black, very negative for the country. So, and because this war dragged us into many other wars, and we still suffer from this war. So I said, let's work for a worldwide trend on Twitter. I love Lebanon because I always find it a perfect country. So of course it's not perfect. Of course I daily say there are many things negative. But it is what we choose again to show the world. So at that time, because it was an important date, I said on April 13, I wanted everyone in the world to see I love Lebanon because trending, and to tell the world that we have positive things in Lebanon. So I started it without, it was total randomness, because I did not prepare to say I wanted this to happen and I called someone. No. So we started this, and then after that, many users started posting stuff positive about Lebanon. So of course the main message was, let's post positive things about Lebanon. So we had like people posting old photos from Beirut. We had crazy people in the streets. So if you can see this, it's so funny. So because people, you never expect what people can post on a hashtag. And everyone found something in it. So we had Mjadra, we had nice views, we had even a Jura with the shape of the map. So Lebanese map, you see here? هيدي Jura بالزفت. So you never know what to expect. And what happened next, people started using the hashtag, and it became a worldwide trend for 24 hours. The most active were also Elisa, the famous singer. Who knows her? You know Elisa? Yeah, so she was very active using this, and even politicians used the hashtag, fans of Elisa, and then we went up also to the first place, and in 24 hours, it created 1.2 million impressions. So what is an impression? Impression it means accounts or people who saw the hashtag, and with an audience of 364,000 followers. So I need to mention also that at that time, in 2012, the users of Twitter were not as many as today. So now it is like 320 million users. So even people used the same wording to create another hashtag. So I love Rihanna because it went worldwide. Other fans for other people used it to create their own concept. And I was happy to see this, because it means that the idea, and now till now, if you can use it, so many people use the same concept to create it for themselves. So, and even at the time, I had only 2,000 followers. So again, it doesn't need so many followers to create a hashtag. And those were the main messages, I love Lebanon because 37 years ago on this same day, people were forced to kill themselves in Lebanon, and today they all love Lebanon. So it is important to use this hashtag to show the world that it is going different. So I went to my dad, he has a nursery, and I used this as a form of cedar and also took a photo of it, and I used anything to promote. So even those two that generate smoke for the electricity, I said that they are part of our heritage now, so we can't let them go. So, and even we had Harissa and the theaters and every single photo. And what happened next? The mainstream media, so they started to talk about this hashtag. So the second day we had Al Balad newspaper. The first topic here, what is the story of I Love Lebanon because? So they made an inside story. L'Orient Le Jour pour toutes ces raisons, je l'aime. So it's about, they contacted me and asked me about it and why I started it. Lebanese bloggers community, so they used like Zuzu Ibba, and people started, yani everyone saw the hashtag in their own way. Also, Adiyar talked about it. Bisaraha.com, it's a website for the celebrities and the music and stuff. So they quoted what Elisa and Nancy said about Lebanon using the hashtag. So you see, everyone could make a story out of it. So who can help you trend? Who can help you trend? Of course, the users who joined this are also famous. They have lots of people who follow them, like Marcel, like Elisa, like Zavan. He's also a TV presenter. Nancy Ajram, Nishan, and Elisa. All of them used the hashtag at the time, and also this gave it a huge boost. And suddenly I got a call from someone. He said, I'm offering a website. So they created a website for I Love Lebanon because. So again, it's total random, but you can create a cause for a positive country. So you can always find something to nag about, but there are lots of positive things that you can do. And the next year, I decided also to go for another worldwide trend. And then, but the next year it took more work because I had to contact everyone who was engaged in the first one to tell them we have to tweet at this time of the day because we are heading for another worldwide trend, and we did it. But after that, I had no time, so it's just now I created an account and we have like 10,000 followers, but people who use this hashtag keep on using them. I use it every time I post about something in Lebanon. But I think my target was achieved. I created this buzz, and I wanted to prove that even if you're sitting at your office, you can create a worldwide trend, and it is very important. So what I want you to do is to become active for Lebanon. You have now the Maronite Academy page on Facebook, and it is very active and posting about your news and updates. So everyone just try to share the content of this page, try to comment, try to interact. So because people, especially you, because you have many friends outside and you can influence them. You have Lebanese also friends, but they are not maybe this enthusiastic about coming back to Lebanon. So when you share this content, you will try to engage them to become to love Lebanon again and to try to visit. And you can also, because now we know that Facebook is not showing all the feed because of the many people posting every day, and only you can see up to 300 stories in your news feed in 24 hours. So what I suggest is to go and put it see first. So whenever you log in, you can see the content of this page on your feedback. It's very important. Please, if you can do it, you will be helping the foundation a lot. And also there is the Libanity page. It was started, Kemena, recently. And Libanity page has a target to encourage people to register and get back their nationality. And unfortunately, many negative comments are coming from Jewish people, from Israel, from people who lobby against Lebanon. And again, if we use the same concept of ISIS, how to fight, we need to create a positive counter messaging story. And the page owners, they cannot do this alone. So that's where your help is very important. You have to respond to them and tell them, no, Lebanon is not a country for war. It is a peace country. This is my photo in Lebanon this month. So try to show them the opposite of what they are saying, because it is a platform and they use it to post negative stuff about Lebanon. And so how can we create a positive Lebanese experience online, in your opinion? You will be active. You promise? I didn't hear. Yes? Good. Then I'm going to show you few videos about people who also believe in the same cause. So to promote this positive Lebanon, we have a friend, his name is Silvio Shiha, is a young sports guy who likes to promote also the positive Lebanon, and he's an athlete. So I'm going to show you this video they did, and it is really amazing. And it was posted online, of course. So this is all in Lebanon, of course. So how can you not fall in love in this country? Was this also a campaign launched by the Ministry of Tourism last year, and it was on CNN. So we paid lots of money to promote this. Sure.
I've dreamt of going to Lebanon since hearing stories of its amazing history.
Here we are in Baalbek, the Roman city of the sun.
Placed between Middle Eastern mountains and the Mediterranean Sea, we've discovered a Garden of Eden.
Wow, the cedars really are beautiful.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
We're surrounded by breathtaking reminders that this unique country was a land of empires.
We're approaching the Crusader castles, fantastic to see from the water.
Faithful from around the world flock to this, the land of oranges.
This is so beautiful. I love just like the way history layers upon itself here.
This is one of the most beautiful natural wonders that we've ever been to.
It's a collage of mountains and sea, farmland, and city. This is Lebanon, and we can't wait to return.
And there's another one for the food experience.
We started our blog with one rule. Look for good ingredients and you'll find good food.
Beautiful. Thank you.
In Lebanon, good food finds you everywhere. Undiscovered souk stalls in Old Sidon.
Definitely a big fusion of food here.
Contemporary fine dining and street food in Beirut. Rustic meze feasts in the mountains. The region's best wineries. Lebanon lives to eat. With traditional ingredients and cooking techniques perfected over hundreds of years, it's no surprise Lebanon serves some of the tastiest food in the Middle East.
Covered in lemon and olive oil, lots of yogurt. It's absolutely delicious.
Find your way to Lebanon, and we promise great food will find you.
So I'll finish with this report. I did it last week, so it was 2 days ago on air, and it was about Tir, Sur. Okay, so this report went viral on the internet. The next day it was posted, and it just promotes tourism and positiveness in Sur. So I'm gonna. So it's in Arabic. البحر، الرمل، الهواء النظيف، الفرح، الشمس، ضحكات الأولاد، قعدات الشباب، وطمع الناس إنه تاخد نفس بعيد عن جمهورية البطون وعجقات السير والزمامير، خلت سور تتحول إلى الواجهة السياحية الأهم مؤخراً بلبنان.
الحقيقة صور يعني بالسنوات
This is the
الأخيرة
head of the municipality. He is saying that what we do is to try to preserve it as a safe region, and many tourists are coming from all over the world to enjoy this experience.
بالوقت الحاضر.
ازدهار السياحة بسور ترافق مع إجراءات سهلت تحويل المدينة إلى حاضنة للسياحة، منها تحويل الشارع الرئيسي فيها للمشاة في ساعات محددة من النهار. منتجعات سور وبيوتها الصغيرة الجاهزة لاستقبال الضيوف عم بتغص بالحجوزات. الأمر عم ينعكس على بعض الأسعار اللي نوعا ما بقيت مرتفعة نظرا لكثافة الطلب.
الأسعار مقبولة لكل العالم، وبالنسبة للخدمة
So here we're talking about the prices.
امبيكابل لكل العالم، يعني عم نشتغل على موضوع الستاف يكون عنده اكسبيرينس، بس عم نجيب ان كان نحن او غير مطاعم بالمنطقة.
بصور في حارتين، حارة مسيحية وحارة إسلامية، ولكن لا فرق ولا تمييز بين أبناء المدينة الواحدة. تمثال العذراء ارتفع على مينا الصيادين. So here, although we have Muslims and Christians, they do worship one Virgin Mary to protect everyone. بزيارتنا لمدينة سور البحرية
This is
عم
the
نتعرف
old
على
harbor.
وجهة سياحية داخلية قد تشكل اكتشاف لمن لم يزورها من قبل. أنت لبناني؟
أنا لبناني.
من وين عايش؟
بهولندا.
We just walked through the beautiful streets with the colored house. I like it, and the beach.
It's better here, beautiful weather and the beach. I like the place, yeah.
It's very different from Beirut or from Ahdan or Zghazda, where some of my family is from.
أنا بيجي بعيش برا وبحب أعمل سياحة داخلية لحتى شجع الاقتصاد.
Problem that people think that it is here dangerous, but I say always not dangerous. You can live here.
فرنسا نجي شهرين نقعد هون احلى من هون ما في عندك كل شيء.
نحن الوحيدين بسور بنعمل منهم.
So here they do those ships. These are Phoenician ships. This one costs $500, but it is worth it because all handmade.
هي سمك سور هون سعوديين بيطلع عنا هلا موسمه يعني.
شاطئ سور يبدو وكأنه هربان من بلد تاني، رمل نظيف ومياه من دون مجارير وناس طيبين ومساحة عامة متوفرة لكل الناس من كل الميزانيات.
مدينة تستاهل تنزار، فيها كتير أشياء بينبسط فيها السائح أو الزائر، وما رح يحس حاله زائر، رح يحس حاله أهم شيء إنه هو أحد مكونات هالمدينة هيدي وبيتكامل مع أهلها ومع الناس اللي قاعدين فيها.
على أمل ما يطمع التجار
ويستفيق وحش البطون
Look at
كل
this
هم
contrast.
السور ومحبينا انه تبقى هالجنة صغيرة
I took it on
بأمان.
purpose.
مدينة سور العابقة بالتاريخ عم تشكل نموذج لباقي المدن اللبنانية بكونها وجهة سياحية داخلية وخارجية.
Thank you. Thank you. So I finished my on time. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to take them. Yes, please.
Hi, Eli Khalil from USA. It's not a question, it's something to talk about Sur. If you haven't been, it's honestly, I would say, like top 3 most beautiful places in Lebanon. The beaches are absolutely magnificent. I've never seen a cleaner beach than that. And even if you just see it on the news, you don't always believe it. But I'm here right in front of you telling you that. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow for your free day, definitely try to plan a trip to go down there and see it. Yeah, at least do it once. You know, every time you're in Lebanon, go there one time. It's beautiful. It's
Let me know if you're going. Hiyam will tell you where to take them.
yeah. I mean, when I
You know why it's clean? Because it's far. Because whenever there are no people, and because there are also like efforts from the local people, the municipality, to preserve it this way. Also, they created a reserve. I didn't have time. Yani it's so difficult for a reporter to cover this region in 3 minutes. It's really difficult, and I tried to put as much as I could information, but also it would be nice to go and swim and see the turtles, because there's a place reserved for turtles.
That's where I went.
Also, there are more ruins to discover, but maybe we'll leave it to a next report.
Yeah, if you could. I went and we watched. I don't know if you guys like baby sea turtles, but we watched them hatch from their eggs, and like swim away into the ocean. And some of them we kept because they couldn't make it. It was really awesome. So like it's once in a lifetime experience.
Thank you.
Morning.
Hello.
Ariel Elias from Argentina. You said social media has the lower cost to say something, no? But I really want to know if you think is the best something, and you say yes, it's clear, but no, I really want to know is the best form to say something.
Well, it is a mean of, let's say, expression. So let me give you a personal example. When I was still at school, I found a place to say what I want in the newspaper. There was Jubran Twaine, who created a platform for the youth in his newspaper. And I used to write my opinions regarding Lebanon and how, as a youth, I want my country to be. And then after newspapers came social media. And then I still express this same, let's say, spirit. So maybe tomorrow we will have like virtual realities and we can interconnect, and still we will say messages to each other. What is more important than saying is to respect the rules of communication. Because what is happening today, unfortunately, in Lebanon, people are misusing social media to think it is a platform for freedom of expression and they can say whatever they want to anyone. So let's say, an example, someone put a status saying the cedar, the cedar and my boots are the same, and etc. So I'm not going to repeat what he said. And he was sanctioned by the law. And then we had activists saying, no, you shouldn't arrest him. But going back to the Constitution, you are not allowed to disfigure or disfame symbols of the country. So you can say whatever you want, wherever you want, on TV, on social media, but you have to respect the rules of communication and expression. Otherwise, it's chaos. So I am a big fan of making a difference between freedom of expression and total chaos. So thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So do you think that posting on social media, for instance, on Instagram and YouTube, and like these videos that promote Lebanon in a positive way, do you think it detracts from people's motivation to actually get mobilized for like political causes to change the country? Do you think it like perhaps distracts them from, maybe posting a nice picture about Lebanon is more, they concentrate their effort into that as opposed to participating in something that could actually change the country in another way?
Yeah, you mean it can be both. Yani you can be active and post pictures about Lebanon, and you can have a cause. Is that what you really want to say? You think it is a way to distract people from being active on a political level?
I mean, I'm asking, do you think that they are distracted? And they're more focused on posting
because
on Instagram?
Listen, in Lebanon, people breathe politics. So if they post something positive about Lebanon, it doesn't mean they have to let's say, neglect their personal political opinions. So you can belong to whichever party you want, but still promote the positive country, because if there is a party in Lebanon that doesn't believe in promoting positive Lebanon, then it shouldn't be a Lebanese party. So because everyone should be engaged in posting positive stuff about their country. Otherwise, why you are Lebanese and why you are having a party? So this is a huge question. Thank you.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Francesca from Peru. Last semester at school, a group of friends, I think this question is more like the dark side of social media, but I'm curious about what you have to say. Last semester at school, a group of friends tried to start like a campaign for people to delete their Facebook because of the huge amount of data that was being exposed for business, for companies, and like even for governments. So like from the surveillance point of view, is that like a conversation that exists here? Like, or there are like cases where you feel like, I don't know, I'm asking like, where you feel that people here have been targeted because of their social media posts or their opinions?
Sure, it is happening because, again, we live in a region where we are not really friendly with someone who says something that you don't believe in or the opposite of what you believe. And this is the reason why Gibran Twaini, the journalist I mentioned, was assassinated because of his opinions. And Samir Asir and many other journalists throughout the history of Lebanon. Unfortunately, people don't accept the opposite opinion of what they believe in, and this is where violence comes in. So I think no one should be targeted when it comes to targeting what he's saying or he or she's saying, unless they are breaking the law. So. It is the freedom we all want to express. So I thank you so much for this lovely time. Thank you. Yes, of course.